So let's briefly discuss this particular headline. It says that Mauricio Pochettino faces transfer obstacle as Bayern Munich contact forgotten Chelsea star. So that forgotten Chelsea star would appear right on your screens. Okay, so according to this headline, Chelsea or Mauricio Pochettino have an issue. He has an obstacle to overcome. And this headline was published, I think, yesterday or so, uh-huh, by one of these news outlets, Football London. So the obstacle is this, that Bayern Munich have contacted Trevor Chalobah. And this isn't the first time Bayern Munich has done so. Last summer, Bayern Munich did so, but I think towards the end of the transfer window, during I think deadline day, I'm not quite certain. Right. So we are not surprised of his interest. After all, it seems Tomashiko fancies Trevor Chalobah. Now, the biggest issue was, I think, the price. The reason I'm saying the price is that last summer, Chelsea were seeking around £50 million for Trevor Chalobah. But Bayern Munich felt that the figure was overblown and he's not worth that amount. So they were reluctant to pay. For this reason, Chalobah had to stay because, of course, if the team that wants to buy you is not interested in buying you, what can you do? Okay. Now, there's an issue with Chalobah currently with regards to his playing time. He's not had first team football for him. It's either the coach does not fancy him or due to injuries, right? So the chances that he will play for Chelsea is kind of slim. And I think that's the reason why he wants to leave, because he wants game time. He's now getting back to match fitness. So he had already requested a club that he plays with the under 23 so that he can get up to speed with games, so to speak. So Chalobah had already, as we've just said, had been open to leaving Stamford Bridge, and that intention became strong when Chelsea signed Disasi. So it's only fair that he leaves, right? He leaves the club. But there's one thing that, look, journalists, please be very, very careful when it comes to the way you write. This particular part where he says that the club have told this particular defender that there is no chance that he will play for the club again this season after refusing. Then you tell us that he wants to leave. How are we supposed to understand these two statements? Is he refusing or he wants to leave? Let us be clear. Is the player himself confused? Don't confuse us as fans reading these articles. Okay, so they need to be very, very careful with that. Honestly. Okay, so if he's not having game time, why would he still want to be at the club? But does not make sense to me. So the wording is important. Never should they say he refused. He refused what? how does that work? You refuse and you want to leave the club. What is this? So please, Football London, be careful. Those of you writing these articles, please be really, really careful about this. So I think that the other details are not necessary, only for the price tag. So look, if Chalobah is not getting game time, I just wonder, he's not getting game time. So are you still going to insist on the 50 million, or you're going to reduce the price? Because, and let's be real, if a player is not actually playing to prove his worth, it does not make sense to put a particular value that does not make sense on the player. The person you are selling to would not be willing to pay the amount. We need to be very, very honest. And talking about those we put values that they have not earned, is Ivan Toney. Please, I beg Chelsea Football Club, please, I beg them, please, don't go close to that guy. Don't go close to him. He's not been playing football for 8 months. 8 months. £160 million is too much for some of us to play football for 8 months. Please, it's a risk, a very huge risk. That £160 million, go for Victor Osimhen. It's much more sensible because he's playing regular football. You see him feature the AFCON. So please, what is that? Why are Brentford doing this? So please, if they are quoting you, when you go there, you say we hear you, thank you very much. Then you just leave. Take your leave. Come on. 160 over 100 million for not playing football in 8 months. It's too much. It's really, really too much. Okay. So I hope Chelsea, this sort of story has no substance. Please. So Ivan Toney, no go area. If he's £160 million, no. Chelsea should refuse to buy this player. But aside that, yeah, there's all we got for the Chalobah story. If there's any other transfer news with regards to Chelsea available, I would hope to bring them to you so that you get updated. So until then, stay safe, have a blessed week.